The talk about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant teaming up in New York for the Nets is growing louder and louder. Witness Stephen A. Smith yesterday on his radio show.
I'm a bit compromised today. I'm a bit sad. Actually, I'm lying. I'm quite devastated. I'm pretty much hearing it's done. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are going to Brooklyn. My hope all of this time has been Kyrie or Kemba joining KD at Madison Square Garden. With Kyrie Irving having opted out of his deal with the Boston Celtics and being an unrestricted free agent. KD opting out his $31.5 million that he was owed by Golden State. Opting out of that deal for next season so he could be a guy that was an unrestricted free agent. And both of them would be free to come to the New York Knicks. Now we're hearing different news.
Nah, Stephen A., that ain't no report. That ain't going on wax. He didn't own it. He's pretty much here. We all pretty much hear a lot of stuff.
Is every Knicks fan like that emotionally in agony?
Yes.
Really?
That would be a yes. Correct.
Because I'll tell you this right now, nothing is finalized on Kevin Durant's part. Everything is still on the table.
Of course.
So I know what he's hearing, whisperings, there's a lot of whisperings. I'm telling you, Golden State's on the table, the Knicks are on the table, the Nets are on the table. It's still being figured out.
Well, that's a pretty big table. I mean, here's the only
it's
thing
not.
I'll
It's
say.
three teams, Greeny. It's 3 teams.
But we're 2 days away from
Greeny.
spots.
So much can change in the span of 2 days, Greeny.
I'm sorry, do I still have Brian Windhorst? Windy, go ahead. Take it over here. What have you got?
Well, I'm not going to – I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as Stephen A. and Jalen. Absolutely that rumor is out there. Absolutely the concept that Durant has talked to people about joining – other free agents about joining him with the Brooklyn Nets has reached my ears. But just because they've talked about it doesn't mean it's a final decision. And, I've got a story out on ESPN.com today about where the Warriors are. And the Warriors, as Jay said, have not up hope that they intend to offer Kevin Durant. They're going to meet with him over the weekend. They intend to offer him a full 5-year max. They have an avenue B ready to go if Kevin wants to leave. They want to work with him on a sign and trade where even if they don't get any players back, even if they just got a trade exception back, they actually could use that to sign and trade their own players, to bring players to Golden State. They have that ready to go because they do think there's a possibility he will leave. But I'm not ready to settle that anything is decided yet because the information, to be honest with you, is too scattershot.
I'm with you, but here's the thing, Wendy. When is this going to happen? Because this is Friday, and free agency begins on Sunday. And the notion that it is still as wide open as I feel like you guys are painting it to be just strikes me as odd, that he would not already have a very good sense of, not necessarily a done deal, but a good sense of what he was going to do. Wendy, you first.
Yeah, well, I think that Kyrie Irving is lining up Brooklyn, but I'm going to tell you that even in the last 7 to 10 days, I've heard, people, around Kyrie have gathered information on the Lakers to line up a backup plan. So again, when you hear about something like that, do you think it's an original plan? The number one, and the number two, I think doing good business means that you leave multiple doors open and then make your selection. And I think that's what the top free agents are going to do, and that's what's probably going to happen the next 3 to 4 days.
So I said this to you before. Let's think about the series of events that have occurred. So Kevin Durant ruptures his Achilles on national television during the NBA Finals. Right. A huge moment. Think about that emotional roller coaster. You fly, you get your stuff done on your foot, you understand it's a ruptured Achilles, you go through surgery, by the time you find a place to stay, you go all throughout, your family comes here, you're going through rehab. The last thing you're thinking about is, what team am I going to go to? You're still caught by that moment. And then all of a sudden to come out of it, yeah, you've been thinking about it, but you haven't had all the facts in front of you. It takes a minute to settle into that.
That's fine, but let me just say, that suggests to me that when we do we're doing these afternoon specials all week next week, when we're on Monday afternoon at 4:30, he will not have a team yet, right?
He may not have a team yet.
He's not going to have a team.
You're not making
that decision.
I believe he will.
Yes.
And also, you remember when Mike Tyson said everybody had a plan until they got hit in the mouth?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what happened with KD. He probably had a plan. And then a major injury happened.
That's fair.
And then now you have to recalibrate everything, and rightfully so. You got to think about the Warriors' 5-year deal. You got to think about your longevity as a player. But I have to continue to say this. Clippers, Nets outplayed expectations. They did an amazing job of making themselves relevant. Okay. But if you're LeBron James and you're about to leave Cleveland, you ain't going to the Clippers. You're going to the Lakers. That's what I believe about a Kevin Durant.
Legacy
If you're going to
franchise.
leave the team that could give you the most championships in Golden State and come to New York City, I believe the destination is the Garden.
Listen, you've been saying that all along. I give you credit. If it winds up happening, you will have
There
been
just
right
has to
all
be a
along.
plan.
Final thought.
You need to sit down with the Rich Paul or
Yep.
the Rich Climate and say, what's the plan to get other people to come here? Because we need to start strategizing that yesterday.
We're so glad you're watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, make sure you subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.